Promise that you sing about me forever. Promise that you sing about me forever. Promise that you sing about me forever.
Talk about it. If you really believe and gotta talk about it. You heard about what happens when you talk about it.
Yes, let's talk about it. Like J. Cole said, let's talk about it. Now, have you been to my website, viecine.com? I do daily blogs and weekly vlogs, like the one I'm doing right now. And my vlogs are bomb.
If I do say so myself.
So please check them out at www.vieisme.com. www.vieisme.com. Also, if you don't know, I am in the process of self-publishing my very first book. I am getting my life by telling my life. I am exposing abuse and trauma. I know it affects many, many people across racial lines, economic lines, generations, and I took a stand to expose my truth and hoping that it will help others share their truth. So it's kind of like a passive forward type of deal, a journey into finding yourself. So definitely check out the content I have on my website. I want you to be just as involved as I am and make this a community thing. So definitely check it out. And if you do like my content, please share as always. And if you want to support me getting my book out there faster, definitely drop a donations. And don't forget to subscribe. So, this video is going to be about Apryl Jones and Omarion. You know, touch him, B2K, bump, bump, bump. Yeah, him. Their breakup. And, you know, I don't really talk about people's breakup because I don't really care about their relationship like that. And it's none of my business. The last time I talked about celebrities and situations like that was with the Iggy and Swaggy P breakup, and they got back together. And now they officially gone because Swaggy P just like to throw his D around, and Iggy wasn't having it. But that has nothing to do with any of this. Well, it might, but I'm not really sure because we don't have enough details, I guess. And I think after the Iggy thing, I also incorporated, or I made another video about, you know, breaking the psychology of Kalani and how she was with not Future, too many Negroes to like remember. Party Next Door and Kyrie Irving. I broke that psychology. Y'all might want to check out that video. It's very pieced together. It's not necessarily about was she cheating? Did she leave Kyrie Irving? Who's Party Next Door? And when is his next single going to drop? It wasn't that. Anyways, moving on. This video won't really necessarily be about their breakup, Apryl Jones and Omarion, and it's not really that. It's going to be my mentality and the reason why I tell and I swear by it, do not have babies by a man that you are not married to. And I know we live in this generation where we don't really want to stay together like that, and we want to sow our royal oats and, you know, test the waters, and, you know, a boyfriend, a husband, a side nigga, whatever the case may be. We just ain't really that loyal. That whole like grandmama, we've been together for 60 years. We ain't really trying to do all that. You know, we're trying to YOLO it. And that's what we are doing. And the reason why I stress the importance of not having babies by a man that you're not married to is exactly what's going on with Apryl and Omarion. Like I said, I don't have enough background information. Truth be told, I don't really like knowing people's business like that. I don't really like being in the mix. It ain't none of my business. But ain't nobody really came out and said he cheated, she cheated, whatever the case may be. I don't know. I don't want to put it out there like it's facts. I don't know. But the reason why I advocate being married, even though it is very draconian and it has to do with business, ain't really so much the love. It has to do with the courts and paperwork and all that jazz. But at the end of the day, you know this person's coming back home to you. This person goes to work or whatever they do, they'll come home to you. And the first priority is what you're building. When you are just baby moms or baby dads or what you call that? Common law. You've been together long enough, people are like, damn, you might as well be married. Common law marriage, that really isn't as strong as actually saying, I'm going to take this vow and I'm going to be married to you. And I'm going to tell you why. When you're married, you made the choice that you're going to be with this person out of 6 billion, maybe 7 billion people on this planet. You chose to be with this one person voluntarily forever, right? But when you baby moms or baby dad, you just happen to be so. You wasn't using protection. You wasn't even thinking like today, July 12th, I'm going to make you my baby mom. You're not even thinking of that because you just gonna do what you want to do, and then you find out pregnant. It's not even something that you plan. It just happens. Whereas when you get married, you investigate this person is the one for you. You are trying to build with this person. You are trying to leave a legacy with this person. You want this person to be tied to you. What is theirs is yours. What is yours is theirs. They have access to your finances. They have access to your everything. But that's a decision that you grow to desire. But when you're just baby moms or baby dads, it's something that anybody can be. You just happen to be one of those anybody's. And a lot of girls get that mixed up because he will, I'm be vulgar with it. Because he decided to nut up in you, that's the equivalent of he wants to be with you. And that's not the case. He has no ties to you. If he wants to just dip, he will dip. Why not? It's not like you're married. And a lot of girls find that out later when the relationship doesn't work out and he bounces, he moves on. She feels as if because I had your kids, I should make you stay. But no, you're not bound to him. That child bounds you. And since your relationship is over, all he has to do is make sure that he takes care of his child. And a lot of women get bitter, but they don't want to admit it, that they thought having the child was equivalent to a ring, and it's not. And you could tell if this woman is still harping over the fact that they're not together by how she treats that child. If she's nitpicking everything the father does, if she's angry with the father, she's trying to turn the child against the father, she's trying to demand outrageous child support, or even just taking them to child support court, to be honest with you. I feel like if you were compatible enough to go to bed together, y'all should be compatible and civil enough to sit down and discuss how you're going to raise your child. You don't need the courts, but that's neither here nor there. She's trying to do everything she can to build a wall between you and your child. You can tell. And even if that's not the case, how she treats that child. We've all seen parents who talk crazy to their kids, disrespect the kids, call the child outside their name. And it's probably because they have no love for that child. And a lot of single mothers won't admit that if they could have seeing that they were not going to be with the baby daddy, they wouldn't have had the kid. A lot of them won't admit it because it's not something that society will be like, oh yeah, sure. People are going to look at you like you crazy and you borderline psychopathic. But truth is, a lot of women wouldn't have had their kid if they realized that their relationship that they wanted with that man wouldn't have ended up with a ring. They wouldn't have had that child. A lot of women thought that having the child was a substitute ring, and it's not. And I'm not trying to shade single mothers. I'm not trying to be the holier than thou. I'm really not trying to read your life. But it is what it is. If this man had no ambitions to marry you, you can't expect because you had his kid, now he's going to settle down with you for what? You wasn't demanding that in the beginning. So why would he change up now? You was cool with it before. Why would you think it's different now? And a lot of girls get that mixed up. And then they go, crazy and they go depressed and start crying and talk about how no good he is. But you didn't have to get pregnant. That's something you choose. And I can't stress it enough, especially for young girls, especially for young Black girls. Do not let these dudes run up in you. Do not let these dudes nut up in you. Do not be having babies by a guy who doesn't talk about marriage, has no ambition to marry you, never said I want to get married, then have kids. He's just like, whatever happens, happens. In the moment, you will say anything. In a moment, it sounds good. In a moment, it sounds like it's legit until it actually happens. And he's like, nah. There are very few relationships where it does work out like that. They're not married, but they've been together for several years, even decades. And that's just how it works out. But most likely than not, you're just going to be baby moms and he's just going to be baby dads. And if you're cool with that and that's just what you want, then by all means, you do that. But if it's not, you're stuck holding the bag and being emotional about it. You're stuck feeling some type of way about it. And he may or may not feel the same type of way, but it's you who's holding that because you literally changed your whole life and your body for this man and a potential future that didn't happen. You the one who had breast milk, your boobs may turn into pancakes with a raisin in the middle. You have gained stretch marks, your body has been bloated out, your vagina has stretched out to proportions that you never thought that was going to happen. You will never be the same again. You might end up being one of them women when they laugh or sneeze, they pee on themselves. You've changed your whole life for this situation and it turned out the way that you wanted to. And a lot of women don't feel like it's okay to say that. But a lot of women do think like that. Like if I couldn't have this guy forever, then I wouldn't have that kid. Doesn't mean that they hate their kid. Doesn't mean that they want to kill their kid. It may not even be that they regretted the kid. They might just have regretted how things turned out or how the relationship ended. And I can't be mad at you. I mean, that's your opinion. That's your feelings. That's you. But you have to be wise about who you allow into your space and how you shape your future because you can't blame this dude and go to court and talk about how ain't she is because the relationship ended because ultimately you took it upon yourself to pop that thing and that's what happens when you don't use rubbers and contraceptives. That's on you. You can't be mad. It's a 50-50 tango, but I mean, if you didn't put your 50 up, you can't be mad at him that he didn't put his 50 up, you know? But like I said, I don't know the situation. I'm not going to sit there and act like I do know the situation. I'm not going to sit there and go through their Instagram, their Facebook. I'm not going to try to hit up thotties on the back of Instagram to be like, was you effing with him? Do you text him? I'm not. That's not me. I don't really even care like that. But I thought it was a good opportunity to talk about why you don't give your all until you have received all. You don't just have babies for a dude or by a dude who never talks about longevity. He never talks about the future and seeing you in the future, and he doesn't make steps to include you in the future. Because you might end up in a situation like Apryl, you had his kids, 2 kids, a boy and a girl, and now you have split up, especially if you don't have your own. That's another topic I just swipe in here. You have to have your own, whether you're married, whether you're not married, whether he's famous and rich, whether you're famous and rich or not, you have to have your own. Now, when I'm not gonna lie to you, I did watch Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, I believe, and she said she was doing her music thing. And Apryl Jones was one of those people who was talking about all lives matter, but then again, she's biracial. If you watch the show, you realize that she wasn't raised by her Asian mama. She really wasn't raised by her black daddy. They left her with the black grandmama, and she had some type of attachment issue because her Asian mama really wasn't trying to, raise a little half black, half Asian child. She was just kind of like, I don't really think she understands the system of racism. I don't think she really understands. But that really has nothing to do with this video. She said before she met Omarion, she was a singer. That was her thing. She got with Omarion. She supported Omarion. Then she got with him, and that's how she ended up having their first baby. Fast forward now, they're broken up. Omarion was in B2K. Then he went his independent route, and he's trying to get back into music business and getting buzz again. But Apryl is known as Omarion's baby mama. I'm not saying she doesn't have any businesses. I'm not saying she doesn't have any money. I'm not saying she's just a broke chick. I'm not saying that. I don't know her. I don't know what she's doing. However, if he was the breadwinner and he was making sure that the household was together, if she doesn't have her own, what do you do now? He's not obligated to take care of you. He's obligated to take care of himself and his kids, not necessarily you, especially that you've broken up. And that's another reason why I'm like, don't be a baby mom's, because if it doesn't work out, he's not obligated to take care of you. It'd be nice that he does, but he's not obligated. He's obligated to his responsibility, i.e. him and his kids. You don't fit into that because you're not his wife. You're just his baby moms. And like I said, I believe every woman should have her own money. I feel like this is what you should have. You should have your work money, whether it means you work for yourself or you work for a corporation, you work for the system, whatever. Have your work money. You should have a little vacay money where you can go spontaneously somewhere or plan your vacation and go to the tropics. I don't know, go to Iceland, go wherever the hell you feel like going. You should always have that. And you should always have JLo and enough money. I'm not necessarily saying your man's gonna beat on you or you should expect that, but you should have some money where you could just pick up and go. You may not have enough time to write a letter. You may not have enough time to explain yourself. You just gotta be ghost and you're just not there. But you should have enough money where you can just grab it and go. Women all have to have these type of money. Consistent money coming in, money where you can take a little vacation, let your hair down, and just soak up that melanin, soak up that sun, and just lounge. And then you should always have a little bit of money where you could just get up and go. It's hectic, it's an emergency. You let people know what's going on when you got the time. Whatever the case may be, you should just have that. And when you are baby moms, a lot of baby moms get comfortable where it's like, oh, we're together, he takes care of me, we love each other, yada, yada, yada. But that does not manifest into a ring. And if he leaves, all you got is those kids, and those kids are precious as hell. You know, you love them kids; those are your kids. But ultimately, you don't have the man, and you had those kids because you had the man at that moment, and now you have the kids and no man. So, I definitely wanted to make this video, and it's like I said, it's not to shade anybody, it's not to look down on anybody, it's not to make people feel like they're losers or whatever the case may be. It's not to slang black mothers or single black mothers or just single mothers in general. It's not that. But I do want young girls, especially black girls, to don't go the slippery slope of just being in love and being careless and he loves me and I love him. We're gonna be together. So I'm just gonna have his kid. Don't do that. Just don't do that. It always breaks my heart when I see young girls just struggling on public transportation, pushing their baby carriages or dealing with bullish, especially when this girl looks younger than me. I'm 24 and people always think that I look younger. And yes, it's because of all this melanin. But for real, it's always heartbreaking that I'm like, man, you couldn't even like get pregnant by a dude with a car who could have just like helped you out where you don't have to push your baby carriage on this full hot ass bus or this cramped train. Anyways. Comment, rate, subscribe, and share. If you agree with me, if you can relate to what I'm saying, do you agree that you should not be having kids with no one who's actually made a commitment to you, a lifelong commitment to you that, this is going to work out, or at least they'll take care of you? Let me know if you agree, if you disagree. Leave your comments below. Let's dialogue about this. And again, it's not to shade anybody for their decisions, but what I've said in this video, I see it to be true. Across the board, I see it to be true. And definitely subscribe because, like I said, this channel is dedicated to the Black experience. I only talk about the Black experience on this channel. And most likely than not, if you're listening to this, you're Black. So your Black experience matters too. So let me know what's going on with you, what's going on in general in the world, maybe in your neighborhood, topics that you would like me to talk about. Definitely leave them below. Let's get this conversation started and share this video. Share this video with, I don't know, maybe single mothers, maybe Black single mothers, maybe women groups. Share them with whoever you feel like this video would benefit, especially not to get the conversation on some he said, she said, Black man versus Black woman. Just make better choices about your womb because you only have one womb. And let's be all the way honest. Once you drop that baby, your body will never be the same. You could get it snatched all the way back, but it will never be the same as pre-baby. So, yeah. Be blessed, and I am out.